Hello everyone. In this video we talk about typical situations of planning users, a little bit from the eyes of an administrator. In the first video we started with the preparation of our client with the download of Java11 Webstart from the site openwebstart.com. We connected to an empty test environment provided from the Cooperative State University of Baden-Württemberg, Germany, via the link shown here and in the description. Within this environment, we installed resources, groups, and users. This snapshot or result is made available to you on the Rapla installation Rapla_B. You can log in with admin and empty password. In this video, we log in with all the users we prepared in the last video. We log in with the English user Maud from the Math Institute, the German Peter, who does the planning job in the Physics Institute, and the French Marie-Pauline and the administrator also. Here you can see that the menus are shown in the user's language and also the resource types. The English course, the German Kurs, and the French Cours are shown properly if there is a translation. Before we proceed, let's do an admin task first. We will create new event types typical for universities. The first event type is a lecture. And we will give this resource type a new beautiful color. You as the administrator has to do this the hard way with an RGB hex value. Just for this exercise, we assume that the users should be allowed to change this color attribute. The second event type is examination. And in every window where you see this blue button, you can add translations for this object. For examinations, we choose a pastel red color attribute. Now we can start with a planning scenario. Maud marks the time when her first event, now an examination, will take place. She types in the name of the examination and adds the resources needed. She saves it and immediately sees the result. Now, let's plan our first lecture. We choose the event type lecture, name it, and in contrast to the examination, this lecture is repeated weekly, let's say 5 times. Again, we choose the necessary resources, and that's it. In the meantime, the examination is visible for others, and the new lecture will be shown within a few seconds. Maud can now edit her events. Let's say she needs to postpone the lecture. She can simply do this via drag and drop. Doing so, there is a question: what should be moved? The whole event with every appointment, or just this single appointment? We choose the single appointment. So in the first week, Einstein's lecture starts at 9:15, but in the following weeks it starts regularly at 9 a.m. Now let us assume that Einstein cannot attend at every appointment, so a substitute is needed. We choose another lecturer, here lecturer Niels Bohr. So now, in the first week, Niels Bohr is the lecturer, and in all others, it is still Einstein. Planning on such an empty environment is simple. There are no conflicts. The resources you need are all available. In reality, the calendars are much more filled with events, and sometimes you need more flexibility. Many planners at our university convert the event into more single events, more precise to individual appointments, but still within one event. So there are no exceptions anymore, but more loosely connected appointments. However, it is still one event with one single name. Now you can easily change other resources. Here we want to change the room for the last appointment. So we click the dates for room M30 and room M31 will be chosen for that special date. As a result, you can see that in the first week it's lecturer Bohr in room M30, and the following weeks it's Einstein in M30, and the last appointment is held by lecturer Einstein in room M31. Let's talk about the calendars or views, as we call them in Rapla. We have quite a few of them. The first is a table view, where you get one line per event within a given time frame, and for the resources you have chosen on the left resource 3. The next one shows you in a greater details all the appointments, and the view appointments per day sorts them per day and groups them per day. The next view is called a day per resource, and you get a daily calendar view with one column per resource that you have chosen in the resource tree on the left side. If we choose courses, or here all courses, you get one column per course. The day view is unspectacular. It does what it should. In the week per resource, we get one line for every resource. And in the view day program, again, we get one column per resource in a nice table view. However, no universities has lectures or examinations at 1 o'clock in the night, normally. So this view can be configured from the administrator per Rapla instance to fit your needs. The week program and the month view are good views in case of a not so dense planning situation. In the next minute, we will talk about filters. There are filter possibilities for events and for resources on a per user base. If Maud only wants to see the math rooms, she can create a filter and choose a new rule for rooms. In this example, it's easy. Simply choose M, and the physics room disappeared in her resource 3. The same can be done with other resources as well. On the main window with appointments and events, let's assume Maud is only interested in getting a view with examinations only. She can do this quickly. This filter applies to all views, and here in the week view is no lecture visible anymore, just examinations. In the last section of this video, we will learn how these views can be exported or published so that the resources get the information about their appointments. All views that we have seen can be exported to HTML and iCal format. To fit the needs of universities with sometimes decentral and sometimes more centralized organization, the generation of exports can be done locally from the planning user herself or from a special export user, who then creates the exports for a complete faculty or institute. If Maud, in our example, wants to inform the course Math 3 about their actual schedules, she only has once to save a view, give this view a name, and publish the view. This publishing can be done via HTML or iCal. In general, it's a good practice to encrypt these published URLs. Maud then simply copies the URL and gives this URL to the course or the students. The students just have to open a browser here on the right side and get their actual schedules. Changes in the schedules are shown every time the students clicks on this URL. And of course, these exports can be created for other resources like lecturers, staff, or rooms. In the next video, we will talk about the rights on events, because up till now, it is only the planning person who is able to change the events and appointments he or she created. This might be good for a small environment, but in a larger organization, you as a planner want also your colleagues to change appointments. Hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care and goodbye.